On the back and the front of the hose are seen the Eastern Ocean and the Western Ocean. From the Eastern Ocean, the day was born, and from the Western Ocean, the night is born. So that both are great and both are considered as the yoni or the place of origin of the hose. And as a haya is a synonym or patyaya for the ashwa or hose. As a haya, the hose carry the devas. And another synonym is vaji. As a vaji, the ashwa carry the gandharvas. And as an arva is another synonym. It carry the asura. And as an ashwa, it carry the human beings. So the ashwa is that part of the world which carry the human beings. That means it is the earth. No? So haya, the place where devas are carried, vaji, where the gandharvas live, and arva, where the asuras live, and ashwa, the earth, where the human beings live. Now, the Eastern Ocean is colored golden. It is shining like a golden pot, and the Western Ocean is shining like a silver pot. But because there is the moon is on the western part when sun is on the east. That's why it is like that. It is kept on either side of the ashwa, that is on either side of the earth, which means in our case Bharat, in the case of the earth, we live in Bharat, so on either side of it, this Eastern and Western Ocean, a silver pot and a golden pot are seen. And that is why even in the sacrifice we keep a golden pot and a silver pot on either side. Since sun is seen emerging from these oceans, they are the origin place or the yoni of the sun or Surya. Surya is the Samvalsara Prajapati, the father of the year, because he is the central part of the year. As a vast and great haya, he carried the devas. That means it is the sun's world, that is the devas or the divine people live in the sun's world, that is not in the earth that they live. Then haya has the following derivations and meanings. We have to know what it is. Haya gadau, arva rugadau, arya gadau, vaji yaja gadau, etc. The meaning being that with the habit of going, gada, going, or with gamana or gamaka, the polar beings and the dark grahas, that is the earth-like, earth is a dark graha, tamo graha. The dark grahas and the polar beings are felt as moving, gamana shila. Vaja are the wings or paksha on either side. Medini is a lexicon. Medini says, Vaji Banashwa Pakshishu. Gandharva being the vastest movement or the Gamanashila or Gamagaswara to sing. They have the Gamagas to sing, and who cognize the Gandha or smell, which is the main Tanmatra of the earth, and come to earth with that faculty. They live in the Antariksha as Vaji, and they can come to earth because they enjoy the Gandha or the smell of the earth. And Gandharvastu Nabhaschare Pumskogile Gayane Cha Mrgabede Turangame Antarabhava Dehe Cha. Then the Vayu or air which brings the sound waves to earth, and the carrier of the fragrances, and the one who travels in the sky like a bird in sky, and a horse on earth, giving the earth its youth back. That is why it is called Vaji, Vajikarana. Every season in a year, the earth is renewed, given back its youth, no? As like the monsoons and springs come every year. Just like that is Gandharva, who live in the mandala of the Vayu. That is the Antariksha. It gives fertility and beauty and music to the earth. All these things are given to earth by the Antariksha where the Gandharvas live. Now you know why that story of the Gandharva is modified for children, no? This is the real meaning. And the stars, the Tamograha, and the winds are the Deva and Asura and Gandharva. So, star, the Surya Loka, Devas live there. Then, Tamograha and winds, the winds and the Gandharva. Like that, they are explained. So, Ashwa, Haya, Vaji, and Arva. Ha, Ya, Haya. Ha and Ya are the last and first of the Vyanjana, other than Sparsha, which are Madhyama, Ushma, and Ghosha. Ha is Ghosha, and Ya is the first Madhyama, Yaralava, starting with Ya. Then Ha is the last Ghosha. Now, Ashya means that which expands, according to Amarkosha. Ashu Vyaptau is the derivation. It expands and it vyapti to every place. The vehicles which carry human beings across the globe quickly. And since this Ashwa is born in the sea and is related to the ocean, the Ashwa or horse here is the winds and the ships that carry the human beings across the sea on earth. So, this is also representative of the twin Ashwins, Ashwini Kumaras, who are travelers in the ocean, controlling the ships, controlling the waves. The Ashwin star or the Ashwati star, the first star on the zodiac in Indian calendar. They are the Ashwins. This Ashwa was termed Hippalas by the 1st century Greek travelers in their language. Hippo for them means horse. So 1st century only they coined this term. But Ashwin is a term which is present right from the Vedic periods. In another sense, Ashwa is the earth itself, which bear the burden of carrying the entire humanity. It is bound to the ocean of samsara on one side and the ocean of eternity on the other side. Therefore, Guru Nitya says, the sea, the eastern and western, is equated to the Supreme Self by the commentator Shankara. We propose an alternative to this. He says, as the horse is said to be bound to the sea, it is appropriate to think of it as the sea of samsara. That is in his commentary. But in fact, Shankara takes the Ashwa not only as the earth but also as the universe, in which the solar system is included. So that interpretation is a little bit limited interpretation given by the Guru. He has said that the ocean as a relative to the Ashwa is that pure yoni from which the entire universe originated, and that Shuddha yoni as the Paramatma. In the commentary to the second Brahmana, the third mantra, Prajapati, while meditating upon himself or herself, Agni of Prajapati was made into water, and that was called Arka. The Apas is the waters, not the gross oceans of the earth alone, as the Guru interpreted. It is Karanajala also. That is why the two, one on west and east, one is Samsara and one is when you the Samadhi Avastha, in which you see the Brahma Samudra itself. So Samsara Sagara, the oceans of the earth, etc., become the golden ocean of Swara, the Surya Arka Rashi, depending upon our state of mind at a particular stage. We may be noticing it only as Samsara Rashi as in our younger age, or maybe some people even in earlier ages they notice it not as Samsara Rashi, but as Nirvana Rashi. So in Swapnasthana it is Swararnava of Paramatma. In Sushupti it has no waves, and it is the pure energy state of the Swararnava as Samvit Sagara only. In awakened state may appear as the great Samsara Sagara to be crossed. So in these three avasthas, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. In Jagrat we may be seeing the Samsara Sagara. In Swapna we are seeing the Swararnava. And that is in Sushupti the Samvit Sagara. Like that we have to understand.